Here are 5 things about Waynesville, North Carolina that if you can't handle them, you are not going to want to move here. So stay tuned. We're going to tell you what they are one by one, and we're going to show you a really cool house as well. It's going to be interesting because it's super old and awesome. Walking around town, talking to different people, we're going to show you what it's like to actually live here. Maybe you can handle it, maybe you can't. Waynesville is about 30 minutes west of Asheville, North Carolina. Everybody knows Asheville because we are living in Asheville, obviously. But a lot of people like to move to Waynesville to retire. They love the easy, breezy lifestyle that has a little bit of a slower pace. Things are not as hopping and moving as they are in the big city of Asheville and other places. I mean, if you think about it, the population's only 10,000 people. And about a third of those are not even here during the winter time because there's a lot of people that are snowbirds that come here in the summer to escape the heat, and they have a log cabin or a second home in this area. But in the winter, people kind of get out of Dodge. And so that can be kind of nice too because there's no lines, parking's really easy. But in all truthfulness, it's kind of easy to be here in general. We found a parking spot immediately right on Main Street, and you can kind of see it's kind of hustling and bustling right now. Ooh, what's this? Kettle corn. Things are happening out here. Now, this is not one of those towns that just has a main street with nobody on it or with no stores or nothing to do. This has something going on for it, for sure. There's antique stores, there's little boutiques, there's salons, there's doctor's offices, there's general stores. But what we are going to talk about are 5 things today that you may not be able to handle about Waynesville, which is going to let you know if you want to live here or not. If you're thinking about moving to Western North Carolina, this is our specialty. We are the #1 relocation team in Western North Carolina, and we help unite people with the right community and the right small town or the right area of Asheville or right house for you. What we typically do is we have a little conversation and then we go from there. We're matchmakers of sorts. So feel free to reach out any of the ways down below. Waynesville might not be for you if you're a party animal or you're looking for a lot of nightlife and entertainment. There are some things to do, but for the most part, like things button up around 9 o'clock. There's some live entertainment and music and stuff like that, but not a lot. I think people are going to bed a little early. But if you look here downtown, Waynesville has the Mountain Street dances, 6:30 to 9. I think 9 is the magic hour around here. And if you look over here, there's some art pop-ups, and this looks like another show demonstrating Native American style flutes. Ooh, that's interesting. I like that. So if you want to be out after 9 p.m., I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you're hanging out at the Walmart parking lot. You never know. I bet people are having some nice house parties or some dinner parties that might go a little bit later. But what you might want to consider is if you want to be going out to a big show or having a later night, you might want to go somewhere else, like the big city, like Asheville or something like that. What do people do instead of rocking and rolling after 9 p.m.? Does anybody know? Is anybody from here? You just comment down below and you let me know. What do y'all do after 9? Do you watch the news and go to bed? Is that what you do? Do you live in Waynesville?
I live in Franklin.
You live in Franklin, okay. What do you all do for fun?
Okay, so we're both retired. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It's okay.
We kayak, we garden
Where do you kayak?
on the Little Tennessee.
Ooh, cool.
Yep, and I'm an avid gardener, and I do, I'm a creative. I've been a creative for over 30 years, so I do mosaics. I have some work in the gallery here, which is why we are in town, just living life and enjoying the beautiful nature around us.
I love it. So really, the entertainment around here
Well, there's a lot of festivals, there's a lot of live music, and then you have to be a naturalist and love hiking and boating, kayaking, swimming.
And do you have a lot of friends? Have you met a lot of people that...
We moved here from Minnesota,
Oh!
so we've been here, 2.5 years? We have some family here.
You do?
Yes.
And
so-
have you found it easy to make friends or meet people? Do you live in a community or do you live on your own?
We live on our own,
Okay.
and I find it easier to make friends here than I did in Minnesota.
Oh, are the people different?
Minnesota, lots of Swedes and Norwegians, so they are very reserved.
What are the people like here?
Oh, they're a lot more friendly and outgoing, and then you have that whole southern hospitality deal.
What kind of What kind of Southern slang have you picked up?
Well, y'all,
You say y'all?
and then if you really like something, you say, well, slap my grandma.
Oh my goodness! Don't you
Yes.
slap your grandma?
Yes.
Do people really
that's a
slap their
fan-
grandma?
I don't.
Or
think
they just
so.
say it?
I think they just say it.
I-
And then,
I have not heard that, but I love
hello,
it.
Betsy.
Hello, Betsy. What does that mean?
Well, you're kind of incredulous, like, hello, Betsy. That kind
Hello,
of thing.
Okay.
And then there is, bless your heart.
Bless your heart. Now, what does bless your heart really mean? Bless your heart?
Heck no.
What does it really mean?
That means either you're an idiot or go to hell or it's all on the tone.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Bless
his heart.
That's right.
He didn't know what he's talking about.
No. He's a complete airhead. That kind of thing.
So what happens after 9 p.m.?
The news in bed.
The news in bed.
The news in bed.
Okay.
Although, we watch the sunset every night. We have a great view of the mountains from our home.
Oh, that's perfect. Was it hard to find a home?
Housing here is limited. There's a lot of snowbirds that come up from Florida, so they have summer homes here, but we're here all year round, so.
What's it like in the winter?
Mild. This is actually I have learned a deciduous rainforest.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of rain.
Do you have any advice if someone was thinking about moving to this area that they should know about?
I would say that you really need to embrace the culture here and the things that really resonate with you. So, if you like nature, then go on some nature hikes. Me, I was a city girl, but I have developed, I love going out on hikes, and I don't want to break a sweat, though. Just a nice, easy hike.
So if you can't handle watching the news and going to bed at 9 o'clock, I can handle it. Or like having nature be your entertainment. Maybe Waynesville's not for you. Go down to the big city with the city slickers. Now, just because Waynesville is a small town doesn't mean there's absolutely nothing to do, because here's the reason why people are moving to Western North Carolina in general. Because it's surrounded with beautiful places like this. So this is Lake Junaluska, and this is like 10 minutes from downtown Waynesville. Absolutely breathtaking, surrounded with mountains on all sides. So just because the downtown is not hipping and hopping in all the time with the latest and greatest, you know what? There's nature. There's nature everywhere. And you know what nature does? It fills your heart and reconnects you with the earth, and it's absolutely awesome. And guess what? If you have a family or some people that you want to spend some good quality time with, get them out here on a lake or on a mountain trail, and you are going to have some great conversations and connections, I guarantee it. And there's some beautiful homes if you look right here on the lake. Now, there's not a lot of them. We're gonna drive you by some of them. There's not a lot of lakefront properties because the lake itself is not big, but people who live out here absolutely love it because they have that lake feel in the mountains, and they use it all year. Even for cold plunges. Do you all do cold plunges? Comment down below and let me know. Would you want to live on a lake in the mountains in Western North Carolina? We can help you with that, no problem. Now, usually it's not our normal MO to like stop at a cemetery, but we were just driving by this right now and we thought, oh my gosh, this is the most beautiful setting we've ever seen with all these mountains. Like this is the most beautiful place to be buried. And then if you look back this way, like these big, beautiful trees, are those oaks? It's just so absolutely serene and peaceful here. We had to just show it to you real fast. You may not want to move to Waynesville, North Carolina, if you're not a friendly person and you don't enjoy people in general. How old is she?
She is 4 months old.
4 months old. Look at you. And already got her ears pierced.
Yeah.
What a doll. I remember those days. Man, I hope you're sleeping. So here's the deal. This is the kind of place where everybody knows your name. Not like Cheers. It's not like they're all drunk at a bar. I'm just saying that like when you walk down the street, you're going to meet people and you're going to talk to people. Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
You're doing fine.
It's a different vibe. Now, not everybody. You're gonna have diverse personalities, of course, just like the rest of the world. But it goes along with just being in the South in general. But Waynesville's got this little extra notch on it where people just come out and they're like, hey, let me help you out. Let me get that door for you. That probably goes back to traditional values too, I would imagine. People are friendly, helpful, strong sense of community, kind of a nice place. And we talk about what it's like to live in Western North Carolina, so anywhere kind of around Asheville. Where do you live?
We are from Columbus, I say Columbus, Georgia. It's actually Harris County, the suburbs of Columbus.
And so what are you doing in Waynesville?
Well, we're actually camping in Cherokee, North Carolina.
Okay.
And we just rode over here for the day to look around, enjoy Waynesville. We came here years ago to the Mass General Store.
Oh, Mass General Store.
And so
I love that
that's why
place.
we came back. Was
To come back again?
Well, our wives anyway. They're in there now.
And what are you doing here?
We're sitting here chilling.
You're chilling? What are you having? A nice
not interested
cold
in shopping.
cold drink?
Floyd's
Humor Raspberry Wit. Is that a beer?
And
Or is that
that
a
is
fruity
a
drink?
craft.
So it looks like a fruity
Craft,
drink.
well, it's a craft beer, is
Oh.
what it is.
Okay.
And to say it tastes like raspberry, not so much.
It doesn't? Does it just taste like beer?
It just tastes like beer.
Oh, Justin, look, there's bagels. Here's your bagel place. There's another bagel place too. Ooh, chocolate factory. You had me at chocolate. Let's go in here. Look, we know these very, very well, don't we? Look at where all the people are coming from. England, Switzerland. They don't even put people from other countries here because we don't care. We just want to know where you're from in the U.S. Just kidding. They put oh, look, Ukraine. There's people from all over the place. But look where they're mainly from. Of course, they're from the area. That makes sense. Okay, let's get one piece each. Do you have a recommendation?
I would say the Alum Cave and the next batch of my favorites. Alum Cave is going to be sea salt caramel and comes in milk or dark.
Okay, I'll do the first one.
Okay.
I'm gonna try the Blue Ridge Lavender.
Peanut butter and chocolate. That's my favorite. It's my favorite. So if you're a foodie, if you really enjoy like diversity in food, if you really enjoy experimentation in food and trying out new restaurants all the time, Waynesville is not going to have as many options as Asheville will. Now keep in mind we're not that far from Asheville, so if you're having a certain craving, you can always go to Asheville, but Waynesville is going to be a little bit more traditional even when it comes to food. Now we just passed a sushi and noodle place, so there's things coming here. There's a place called the Sweet Onion, which is supposed to be really good. You know, there's cute little places, but like I said, it's a little bit more traditional, so you're gonna find diners, you're gonna find little coffee shops, but there's a place up here that we just passed that we think we should definitely go into, because it may just represent what Waynesville is all about. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see if it's real old or not real old. Oh yes, it is real old. Look, distinct since 1809. Ooh, ribeye breakfast. This is for the hearty eaters. You can have a whole ribeye on a Tuesday morning in Waynesville. Hi, how's it going? Hi, we need to know anything? Has it really been open since 1809?
So the town was formed in 1809. It's named after a colonel, and that was in the war. And then this building was built in around 1923. It started out being an A&P grocery store. It's been several things over the years. Haberdashery. One of the main things that this combination of two buildings, two storefronts right here, was the Whitman's Bakery.
Well, we're thrilled to eat lunch here and have and experience a little bit of the history. So this is really cool. And how long have you lived here?
I live in Canton. I was born here in 1960 and moved away. My parents took us away for about 8 years to South Florida. And then I've been here since I was 16, and I'm way old right now.
So you moved back from South Florida at 16?
At 16.
To Camden?
To Canton.
Okay. But you work in Waynesville?
Yeah. I'm a retired school teacher.
Nice. Yeah. Cool deal.
Just making some extra cash.
Nice.
Okay.
Thank you. Justin, tell me a little bit about this pimento cheese action.
Pimento cheese, if you're not from the South, is pimentos, which is red peppers, diced up. Then you have cheese, mayo, all mixed up like a salad. It's like a tuna salad made with cheese.
That sounds absolutely fantastic.
It's kind of amazing. And then this is on a fried chicken. You gotta have some pickles. As southern as it can be, fried okra. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. Okra is a staple. It's just what it is.
What town would not be complete without a pizza place? Here is Sauced. Now, they don't have just pizza. They have pizza, tacos, and taps. I hope there's some beer that comes out of the taps, because otherwise that would be a bummer. They got a bar going on, they got pizza going on, they got tacos. I don't think you need anything else in life. Do you? Comment down below. What are we missing? Okay, so it's not all just traditional food. Here's the sushi place. And I mean, they have, they have stuff that people like. They have American sushi, I guess, and whatnot, but it looks like it's good. There's people in there, right? Best Japanese food in Haywood County. Out of all the Japanese food establishments in Haywood County, this is the best. Let's see what else we can find. Here is a Thai place that has everything that you know and love, and tofu and hibachi grill and whatnot, right on Main Street. When you're thinking about food, you have Thai, you've got a noodle place, you've got the Main Street Grill, but you're not gonna have as many choices as you would in Asheville. But you know what? Just hop in that car, it's 30 minutes. So easy. There's tons of art galleries, and people come here from all over the place, especially warmer climates, to escape the heat. You'll find it's quite an interesting place because there's not just local people here. There's people bringing their stories and their experiences and their history from all over the place, and they probably want to get to know you because they don't know a lot of people either. Here's another fact about Waynesville, is they like old things. So they love antiques or anything that's kind of like old-timey or like a tribute to old-timey. Even in the homes, and we're getting ready to tour a home that was built in 1893. So you talk about old stuff. They like things that remind them of the past. And maybe that has to do a little bit with it being a place that people retire, you know? Maybe it has to do with the demographic that lives in the area. I'm not sure, but people really like traditional things. So if you're big on new stuff, like maybe IKEA or I don't know, whatever, like IKEA, Wayfair, I don't know. You know, you're not gonna find it here. You're not gonna have all those big box stores in Waynesville. You're gonna have to travel a little bit. Now there are some grocery stores here, so you do have access to that. You've got an Ingles and you've got a Publix, and you have some other small little places that you can get stuff, but for the most part, it's country living. This is cool. So in Asheville, we have the Spice Wallah, right? And which you'll see in different places. And here, you have tons of different teas, right? Are all these teas that you can mix and make on your own? Yeah, they are. Soap dispenser. These old cameras. Y'all remember these when we used to buy film and bring it in and get it developed and wait a week? This is going to be our official Living in Asheville company phone from now on. Hello? Sure, yes, this is Living in Asheville. We would be glad to help you. You're relocating? Where are you moving from? Colorado? Perfect. I know exactly where you might like. Let's get on a Zoom call and let's explore it together and see if we want to work together. I'll send you the link. Okay, thanks. And then they get on the airplane and they come over from Colorado to Asheville. And they come on a scouting mission. This is how the process works. You come on a scouting mission, you get out of the airplane, and you're like, ooh, I like this area. Ooh, I like this area. And then you decide where you want to live. And then we help find a house for you. This looks like a local soda manufacturer. Am I on target? Called Soda Jerks, that's the name of it?
Waynesville Soda Jerks.
Waynesville Soda Jerks. And why is it jerks?
So that is referring to the original soda jerk process back when pharmaceuticals in the United States were serving soda in the early 1900s. So our name is kind of an homage to that jerking motion that's made when you pull the handle back and you dispense soda.
Got it. Okay. The Soda Jerks. Awesome. We were just talking about this. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. So when we're thinking about old stuff or antiques or more traditional items and things like that, you're gonna find that it's really quite a retirement, kind of conservative place. You're not gonna find a lot of progressiveness here that you might find in Asheville. Like, I don't know, what, some DJs hanging out or like some ecstatic dance happening. I would imagine the scene when there is live music is gonna be more bluegrass based or folk music based, just a slower pace of life in general. This guy's not worried about much. You're not worried about much, right? Do you live in Waynesville? Okay, well, when in Waynesville, he's not so concerned about stuff. So when you go into homes here, there's a lot of log cabins, there's a lot of like nature-based type of homes. There's a lot of older homes because of the age of the area and whatnot and the history here. But you'll find the decor in the homes are all kind of mountain based, a lot of wood, flowers maybe, things like that. I love it. And if that's your cup of tea, you got no problems. Talking about old stuff, we have a special treat for you now because we are getting ready to go into this farmhouse that was built in the year 1893. This is super, super old, and they have perfectly preserved parts of it and then updated parts of it as well. So let's go check it out. Wow, one of the first things that I noticed is this gorgeous kitchen. You walk into the kind of like mudroom area with some laundry, but look at this kitchen, super high ceilings, and you have what looks like the original copper or metal ceiling here. Everything about this is totally farmhouse and totally original. Now, sometimes old houses freak people out, and I totally get it. You're like, what am I gonna find once we go through that inspection period? But this one looks like it's been lovingly maintained and updated. So it has all new electric and all new plumbing as far as I know, or at least updated. So we would find out more. Look at these countertops too. This is not just like where you've ordered it from Home Depot or Lowe's or something like this. This looks handcrafted. And another thing that I'm noticing about this kitchen is usually in old homes, there's not a lot of cabinets. Here, you're gonna see cabinets up and down and on all, well, at least 3 walls, because we have some doors here. It's so cool what they've done to accent the home with different pieces from the olden days. So going back to Waynesville and thinking about what people value here and traditional values and antiques and older things, this home is exactly what we're talking about. Look at the sink too. We have the original, does it work? Yes. We have the original farmhouse sink from the home. How cool is that? You pay a pretty penny these days for something new that looks so old. And then you walk into a formal dining room with all these windows. Now, I've noticed as I walked around this home that some of the windows are new and some of the windows are old. So the windows that you really want to open, like maybe over the kitchen sink or in a bedroom or bathroom, might be replaced. And then some of the more beautiful windows, which we'll look at in just a little bit, have not been replaced. But look at this formal, huge dining room with really tall ceilings. And you know what I love about old homes too, are the baseboards and the molding and the trim that come with them. When we first walked into this home, one of the first things that I noticed was the smell. And this is really important. This is what we help people do, especially if you're buying from afar. We would glad to help you if you want, but here is where we're really useful. Not only our knowledge and background, but our nose. Because the first thing that I noticed when I walked into this home is I smelled a fire. And it's not a bad smell. It's like they have had a fire to heat this home in the past before. And I personally absolutely love that smell. When I walk into a home and I smell a fireplace, it makes me feel cozy and warm and like a family's lived here. Some people have been running around and doing stuff, chopping wood. And that goes perfectly with this farmhouse. Here's a little sitting room. Now you will notice one thing about this home, and we are in Western North Carolina, so you gotta think about this. There's no air conditioning. So what they have done to combat that is they have, I think, 3 or 4 different wall units here set on a certain temperature just to pop on when you need to. In Western North Carolina, you may not need air conditioning. I know that sounds crazy to you, maybe living in a really hot climate like in Texas or Florida or somewhere like that where you're like right now scorching and going, oh, I can't even take my dog for a walk. It's so hot, I'm just sweating. Here, there are homes that still function well without air conditioning. I mean, I didn't have air conditioning in my home until maybe 7 years ago, something like that. Wow, look at this beautiful bedroom. Now, this is the only bedroom on the main floor. I think this is just gorgeous. I mean, look at all the little touches that they've done. Now, here's an example. I think these are the older windows, but a lot of the windows, like even, like, you know, they're older because they have these like pulleys, these like rope pulleys, but all the little touches that they've done to really showcase the farmhouse aspects just make my heart purr. I love it. So let's check out this bathroom. It is mauve. I would call this color mauve. What color would you call it? Peach. Justin calls it peach. I call it mauve. Comment down below. Tell us what color this tile is, because I don't know. There's a shower with an accent tile. You may want to update this bathroom. You may not. You may love it. You may think it goes great with the house. Now there's one bedroom on the main floor, and then there's 3 bedrooms upstairs. Now here's a little tricky thing about the upstairs in the square footage of this home. So when it's listed on the MLS, it's listed as 1,200 square feet. But actually, it's a little bit more. There's 935 square feet upstairs that they couldn't list and advertise because it's not heated by the heating ducts from downstairs. So that's probably why I smell that wood stove a little bit, is because they built a fire and the heat rises, and that's how they heated the upstairs. Let's go. Oh, I love these old staircases, and here's a window that's obviously original. Look at that. Nobody's gonna make that these days with these little panels. Nobody's gonna spend the time to do that. Unless you're millionaires. I bet these stairs might be a little creaky. Sometimes in older homes, you'll see some exposed brick, which always adds a lot of character. I'm so glad they left it and didn't paint it. There's certain kind of bricks you want to paint, certain kind of bricks you don't want to paint. I'm not an interior designer, but I know a thing or two, being in real estate a little bit. And here's another thing you'll see in older homes. Now, this is an old home, which is awesome. But I see this little hump right here. And you know what's cool about this house? I only see one hump. And these are all the original floors. So sometimes in older homes, floors will be slanted. There might be humps. There might be some settling. It doesn't mean the home is falling down, but it's a good idea to have somebody else look at it, and then we get an inspector out or a structural engineer if we need it. And then we figure out exactly what's going on, because you never quite know. But it's not uncommon, and it's not a reason to freak out. Oh my gosh, look at this bathroom. Is this original? It must be. This is, well, not this part. I know this part's not original. Wow, look what they've done. I love it when people incorporate vanities into vanities. Beautiful little sink here, but the bathtub is to die for, to die for. Watch me hit my head. Watch me not hit my head, because we are manifesting non-injuries. I am not gonna get in this bathtub because I respect it a lot. It is absolutely gorgeous. Can you imagine being in this clawfoot tub in this space, looking out a new window, because you want to open that window, right? You want to get a little ventilation in here when it gets steamy. Now upstairs there are 3 bedrooms. Here's a quite large one, very nice, all original floors. The floors feel so good. You have a little bit of exposed brick over here. You can see where there probably was a little wood stove in the corner of this bedroom at one point to heat it. It's not here now, but it was there before. So you might want to think about adding some ducting work up here and a central HVAC system. And then here's a little nook, which could be another bedroom. You have an AC unit, which is super smart, just kind of cools it down up here. Not a super huge room, but it could absolutely be a bedroom if needed. No closet. Back in the day, they didn't have all those clothes from TJ Maxx that we have these days. I don't know who buys it there. They just had a few handmade items of clothing, and they didn't need a huge closet. Here's another little nook. Oh, it's not a nook. Look, here's like a little seating area, a tiny closet, tiny closet. I don't even know if you can see in there, it's so tiny. This little bedroom is adorable. This would make such a cute kids room, and I love this color that they've used in here too. Awesome. And look, here's another little spot where they used to have a wood stove right here. Do you know what's outside? Do you? Do you know what's outside? It is so cute. You're not gonna believe it. Let's go. So one of the wonderful things about this property too is it's quite level, and it's almost an acre. Like this home is, I say almost, like it's 0.99. I would say an acre, but legally I can't say an acre. And in Western North Carolina, you can be hard pressed sometimes to find some flat land. Now, I heard that there is an opportunity somewhere to do some trimming, probably back over here in the winter to get some winter views, but right now it's summertime, so you can't see diddly. That's okay. I love this old clothesline. I used to have a clothesline like this. Now look at this. This is straight out of Home and Garden magazine, or Southern Living, which my mother loves, Southern Living, is a greenhouse that comes right with it. It is so absolutely beautiful. Look at this. I would totally live in here. Now, they don't have a lot going on right now in here. They're not growing something because, of course, it's the middle of the summer. You don't really need a greenhouse right now, but you can imagine, you can get all your plants started early, and it's gorgeous. Oh, look, they have a fire pit here, and I wonder what this is. It's a smoker! Justin, genius. It's like a smoker grill. Is that what it is? Can you make a pizza on it? I would make a pizza on it. They put a little playground there, and then you have a little barn, which is they're using as a shed for all the good stuff right in here. Wow, it's quite big. Oh, I love the smell. It reminds me of my godparents' shed. Musty smell. Anyway, there's lots of space in here. They built a little slide, a little playground on the side. But this house is absolutely fantastic. And if you know a thing or two about homes in general, you have an opportunity to make this yours and have a piece of Waynesville history. Now, do you know how far we are from downtown right now? I looked it up just a minute ago. On GPS, now I'm not a fast walker, but on GPS it says we are a 4-minute walk from North Main Street in Waynesville. So you could have an acre of property with an old farmhouse, has 4 bedrooms, I think 2 baths, on a flat acre, 4 minutes GPS walking, distance from Main Street, Waynesville. How much do you think it costs? Comment down below, let me know what you think it costs, and if you want any more information on it, let us know as well. I don't know how long it'll be on the market, but it'd be cool if you're interested. That's what we do. We unite people with their dream homes or their dream properties or their dream community. So let us advise you, reach out any of the ways down below. So perhaps you want to stay up past 9 o'clock, or you don't want a bunch of friendly faces saying hello to you around every corner, or you want a wide variety of food options and entertainment options. And I say check out Asheville right here. Until then, ciao for now.